Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm back with another Magic the Gathering opening experience. I have in front of me a Fate of Reforged intro pack. These intro packs were produced by Magic the Gathering to try to get newer players introduced to the game and also help them understand how to play the game. This Fate Reforged intro deck is the blue-green Surprise Attack deck. It also comes with 2 boosters. I'll be opening up those 2 boosters on different videos. Today I'm just going to focus on the intro deck that came in this Surprise Attack. Find out a little bit more as I dig into it. I learned when opening these intro decks you want to open them from the bottom. There's the intro deck and then the 2 Fate Reforged packs, along with fold out that gives information about the Fate Reforged intro decks. Back in the day, Magic would typically produce 5 intro decks per set. This one features Ugin on the front, as he was central to the theme of Khans of Tarkir to Dragons of Tarkir time travel. Unflinching Assault, Cunning Plan, Grave Advantage, Stampeding Hordes, and the one that I picked up, Surprise Attack, has a list of all the cards that can be found in the deck. I like those. I keep them, set that to the side. And then each intro deck came with a reference card that had the basic gameplay of Magic the Gathering. Like I said, I'm going to open these packs in different videos. I'm hoping for a couple of things out of these packs. The first one is I can pull an Ugin, which would be awesome. The other is Wizards inserted Khans of Tarkir fetch lands into some of these packs. They came at about 2 per booster box, or 36 packs. Be awesome if both of these had a Khans of Tarkir fetch land in them. Guess you'll find out in upcoming videos. Alright, let's get into the intro deck. See if I can find the nifty little tab that makes it easier to get the cards out. Intro decks usually came with about 27 lands, and then the rest of the 33 cards were creatures and spells. Start off with the Temur War Shaman. For the rares, I'll put the values down here. Any uncommon, common token that's over $1, I'll put the value here as well. Unfortunately, in the Fate Reforged set, there are very few cards with a value over $2 or even $1. Very few. The War Shaman is going to be the backbone of the deck, so a 6 mana, 4/5 human shaman. When it enters the battlefield, manifest the top card of my library. Manifest was a mechanic in Fate Reforged, so I take the top card of my library, place it face down, and it became a 2/2 colorless creature that I could pay its cost and flip the card up only if it was a creature card. So sometimes it worked to the advantage of now one of your lands was a 2/2, but sometimes one of your better instants or sorceries was stuck face down as a manifest. And then whenever a permanent I control is turned face up, if it's a creature, I can have it fight another creature I don't control. And then the other rare is going to be Thousand Winds. So this came out of Khans of Tarkir. For 6 mana, 4 and 2 blue, it's a 5/6 flyer. Has the morph mechanic, which was featured in Khans of Tarkir. So for 7 mana, 5 and 2 blue, I can turn it face up, and when Thousand Winds is turned face up, I returned all other tapped creatures to their owner's hand. So I might be able to goad my opponent into attacking all in. I can do some blocks, then on my turn flip this creature up, return everything to their hand, and then I've got a 5/6 flyer that could potentially close out the game for me. So those are the 2 rares. Usually the intro decks came with just 2 rares. The foil treatment, which usually is a different art, and I believe this is a different art. So this is the intro pack rare art, which was usually in foil, and then a second rare. And most often the rares were nothing to write home about. Alright, rest of the creatures. Embodiment of Spring. So it looks like there are 3 copies of those. A 0/3 that can help me mana ramp. Ice Feather Aven, so 2 of those that have the morph mechanic. During the Khans of Tarkir block, Ice Feather Aven was probably one of my favorite morph creatures. When it was turned face up, I could return one of my opponent's creatures to their hand. So a good tempo play, plus a 2/2 flyer. Monastery Flock, another morph creature. Wall of Frost, Defender. So this looks like a deck that has a bunch of big butts sitting on the ground, and then we'll utilize later in the game bigger creatures to get in through damage. Roaring Primidox. This is a creature that I can bounce cards to my hand and then replay them for enter the battlefield effects. Sign of Glaciers. Nimbus of Isles. Looks like most of the cards in this intro deck are going to be Core Set 15, Khans of Tarkir, and Fate Reforged. So kind of a good mix of all 3 sets. Pine Walker, morph creature that when it's turned face up, I can untap another creature I control, so giving a little bit of pseudo-vigilance. Glacial Stalker, 2 of those. So a lot of bigger beefies that I'll pay 3 mana to have them face down as a 2/2 morph creature, then flip up later in the game. Arishan Warbeast. Woolly Lexodon, big old 6/7. And then some dual lands. Looks like 3 of the gain lands. So when Thornwood Falls enters the battlefield, I gain a life. Enters tap, but then I can tap it for either green or blue mana. And then a bunch of lands. Let's see how many I have. Only 23 lands. But I think because I've got some mana ramping in there. Well, hold on a second. What am I thinking? 26 lands. There's 23 basics. And then 3 of these Thornwood Falls. So this intro deck falls right into the typical 26 land count, giving me about 34 spells. Reality Shift, copy that. At one time, this was a card that was over $2. A really good get rid of a creature in blue, where I target maybe my opponent's bomb, it's exiled, and then my opponent manifests the top card of their library at 2/2, hopefully nothing. So a good trade, a bomb for just a 2/2. Singing Bell Strike, creature lockdown. Secret Plans. Now this would be a really good card in this deck because all my face down creatures get +0/+1, and then whenever I turn that permanent face up, I get a draw card. Sneakily good card, but doesn't have anything in the way of value. Awaken the Bear. Whisk Away. So some more creature control. Right into Being helps me manifest creatures. Same with Formless Nurturing. Hunt the Weak, creature removal. So using this with some of my bigger, beefier creatures, I'll be able to take out my opponent's creatures. Ethereal Ambush, another manifest card, and ended up with Whirlwind. So an instant that I can return 2 target creatures to my opponent's hand. All right, that's the deck. Typical blue-green beater deck where I stall out at the very first, mana ramp, put down some creatures with good defense, and then later on in the game, take it over with the bigger, beefier creatures. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell me in the comments section what you think about this surprise attack intro deck from Fate Reforged. Till next time when I'm back with another Magic the Gathering opening experience.